I go sometimes to share it, and you've already shared it, so that's why I was like, "No, not my personal my business page." Okay, I'll just check. Hello? I'll call it again. It's I know, we totally yeah, it's here. We just yeah, not go well. Oh, I'm starving. I woke up mm, uh, yeah. So anyway, I woke up this morning like completely exhausted. Like I couldn't even deal with the world. And it was 6:30 and I had to get Butchie off to school. And then I go back to sleep and then I set my alarm for 8:30 to wake up to get ready for this show. And then I don't even know. I think I crawled out here like a sloth. And I couldn't even do my hair. I'm like in a ponytail. Oh, however, my ponytail. No, no, this is the hair that happens when I have no energy for actually styling my hair, and so this is actually an epic fail. This is an epic exactly, our rooster. Yeah. Please don't ever say it again. So anyway, oh god, that was so bad. Ah, I get cringeworthy. Like, ah, I can't do it. I can't. I'm so embarrassed. I can't watch this, especially with witnesses around. Like, yeah, no. Mm-mm. Ugh. I can't even watch you do it. I can hear you. I was like, that's too bad because they missed the funny part. Oh, okay. Well, anyway, I don't, I don't know how many of you have actually seen Teen Witch, but I did not know this that the woman who plays Teen Witch is actually Blake Lively's older sister. And I was like, really? I felt completely shocked by this information. I guess no, I don't see it. I don't see any familial resemblance whatsoever. So anyway, so Vanessa and I yesterday, I don't even know. She's probably going to go on some tangent about Teen Witch, but oh, is that a Boston skyline picture? It is. In Vanessa's background, I just noticed that there's like this nice. Is that Vanessa? Is that the Boston skyline? It's nice. So anyway, so yesterday Vanessa and I were talking, and I constantly I wish I had a graphic to share with you of this meme. I don't know if you all have seen it, but it's like the one that says like, I wish someone had told me that growing up really meant coming up with breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the rest of your life every day till you die. And I was like, I wish my mother was alive so I could apologize to her for all the times that she came to me and she was like, "What do you want for dinner?" And I'd be like, "I don't know." And it's like when I ask my kids that and they're like, "I don't know." I'm like, "Oh my God." Like, can you just help a little bit?
So we'll see.
Ever.
Yeah,
can you hear me now? Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. You can hear me now. All right. Yeah, right? Yeah? No? Yes? Someone say something.
I can hear you, but
I'm not asking you. Oh, hi! I don't care if you can hear me.
I was like, I can hear you. But...
So this was fun. This is fun. Good to hang out. All 15 of you had a great time watching this happen.
Can they hear you now?
Yeah, they can hear me now.
Oh, good.
Good.
You know, before we continue, Vanessa, yesterday I was thinking about, for any of our friends that live in Massachusetts, I was thinking about when we lived on in Waltham.
Uh-huh.
Dude, I loved that townhouse.
Oh my God. I loved it there so much I lived there twice.
Yeah. Did you leave and then come back?
When I left Jeff, I moved in with you. We lived there for a while, then you left me and moved in with Butch, and then I left and moved to Woburn. And then years and years and years later, when Alex and I wanted to get a second dog, we went with that place. But before we go into all of this, I just want to tell you guys, I woke up this morning, I have really bad PMDD and post-menstrual dysmorphic disorder, or not dysmorphic disorder, dystopia. No, not dystopia. Anyway, it's really bad. My PMS is horrible. It's not like a normal person's PMS. So I woke up this morning enraged. Like, my first thought was like, just everything was bad. And the second I hear somebody, it's just like, honestly, you say, like, Alex comes to me and says, I love you. I'm like, fuck off. Like, what are you doing? It's just like, I'm not in a good space, right? The heat is broken. So not only am I, waking up and like, oh, dude, Cindy, it's the worst. The 2 days before my period, I actually canceled my client meetings today because I was like, you're not going to get what you paid for. What you're going to get is a cranky bitch. So, but yeah, we have no heat. So, we don't know. Like, but since we just the people at this house, they never actually fixed the heating. Is like really old, and so when we did the inspection, the guy was like, "Listen, your heater's really, really old, but we weren't gonna knock at the house because of that." So, it was something we needed to deal with. So we're like, "All right, fine." But we've been taking care of everything. Like, things just keep breaking in this house. The heat's broken now, so I'm like, all right. Well, the fun fact: the guy is coming on Saturday to look at it, to tell us if what we needed to do to keep it running or get a new one or whatever. So fortunately, I called the service company and I was like, listen, we're not your customers yet, but will you come and look at it? And they were so great. They're here. They're looking at it now. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. But
it's funny when you talk about houses. I thought my house was looking so great. I'm all excited, right? And then Avery puts on Property Brothers.
Oh my God.
House or something. And I was like, wow. Nothing to make a person feel more defeated about their design aesthetic than watching the two brothers like turn a complete shithole into like a palace.
You need to go read the behind the scenes on these things and what happens to these houses afterwards, because.
Well, no, this house is Drew's house.
If it's Drew's house, they're going to do wonderful things. It's Drew's house.
I've read those terrible. Actually, funnily enough, Property Brothers is one of the few shows that has the least amount of skating reviews. The ones that have the worst ones are like Love It or List It.
Love It or List It has the worst. Oh my God, it's like so bad.
But Chip and Diana Gaines' show also gets bad reviews.
Does it really? Well, the thing is here's the thing. It can get bad reviews, but people love Chip and Joanna so much. This is a really good example. I don't care about them at all. I don't even really like her or him, but I mean, I don't also dislike them. I just don't care about them.
Yeah.
1 second though. Apparently, Christy said she loves being pregnant because her PMDD symptoms don't show up while she's pregnant. My hormones are more level with, dude, that totally makes sense.
But there's all kinds of other things that happen.
Apparently, we sound like we're in a bathroom. Hold on. Maybe this will be better if I bring it here. Maybe I'll be less in a bathroom. Oh, hold on. I know. There you go. That'll be better. How about now? This is probably much better than it was before. But yeah, it is. But you know what? Here's the thing. I feel like when we move into a house, what we're essentially doing is slowly customizing the house to us. Like, we're molding it into us. Like, that's really sort of like, and I don't care what I see in those houses, but I see them and I'm like, I have this really great idea. I'm going to use this or I'm going to use that. And your house is freaking gorgeous. Oh my God, it's gorgeous. Okay.
Oh, it's definitely better than it was last time. Definitely.
But I want to talk about food because so Saira and I were talking yesterday and Saira was like, oh my God, I hate breakfast. And I was like, dude, breakfast is so easy.
No. It's not that I hate breakfast. I
struggle.
I love breakfast. If you serve me a plate of French toast, I will be very happy. If you serve me stuffed cream cheese.
You mean if you get served is really what you're saying. If someone serves you something.
Yes. So when Butch brings me breakfast, like he makes these delicious gourmet egg sandwiches, like that's fine. I'm good with that. But like actually feeding myself breakfast, no. Can't do it. I suck at it. I don't know what my mental block is. And if I prepare eggs, I can't eat them.
Okay. So you won't make eggs, but you'll eat them if someone else makes them.
Depends on how they're made, but yes, because for some reason there's like a psychological blah I have with the whole preparation of the egg, but I'll eat cookie dough that has raw egg in it, not think twice about it. But
Dude,
it's because the egg has been transformed into something else, so I can't see it.
I think it's about that thing. So okay, so I don't know about you guys, but like in the egg,
Do we have to ruin eggs for everybody?
But no, because this is why, right? Because I've told it's the egg snot. There's like the little white thing on one side and a little white thing on the other side, the egg snot that you have to pull off, because if you don't pull it off and you cook it and it's in your food, it's like the slippery egg snot that you pick up. And it's just so
here's what's funny. So I save the kids, right? This is hilarious. This is how traditions get started, right? So I always take that out.
I take it out too.
But the kids, when they were little and they would help me cook, right? They'd be like, Mommy, why do you do that? And I'm like, oh, well, my mom taught me that you always have to take the yuckies out of the egg, because if you don't take the yuckies out, then it's slimy and it doesn't cook right. So now, Eliza's 11, and when she cooks eggs, she's like, I have to take the yuckies out.
You have to take the yuckies out. Like, you can't, I don't believe in eating eggs with yuckies in them. Like the other day there was an egg with a yucky in it. I'm like, oh God. And I'm like pulling it out. And a while back we went on this was it like last year at some point, we went out with a bunch of friends, like, everybody quarantined, and then we went and we were making breakfast in the morning, and Veronica saw me doing that. And she's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm taking out the egg snot. And she was like, yes, maybe it wasn't her. So she was there though. Okay, good. You guys can hear her. LaFern says, when I was pregnant with my daughter, I could only eat scrambled eggs, but couldn't make them, see them, or smell them being made. That's Saira. Saira can't, but you've always been like that.
I don't know. I obviously had some kind of horrific experience with the egg at some point, and I blocked it out because it was so
Actually, you did have a horrific experience with an egg.
Oh, God.
Do you not remember it? Guys, I'm going to remind my sister of her childhood. Do you really want me to remind you?
I don't know. That's what I was saying. Maybe I don't.
I don't think.
What you should do, though, is come to Intent the next time Vanessa does Intent. She will tell everybody what it is, and I will not watch, because I don't think I can handle it.
So, okay. So if you guys want to know, if those of you.
Actually, wait. I just won't listen.
Okay, so why don't you don't listen? Okay. So in Pakistan, in Karachi, the eggs that we would get were not pasteurized.
Oh, God, I can hear you.
They weren't pasteurized.
I'll mute you. I'll mute you.
They weren't pasteurized. They weren't pasteurized. And so you could get actual creatures in your eggs. So sometimes you would get eggs that like had blood in them, or you get eggs that had like it was honestly like you never knew what you get in an egg. And we were like, what, really young? Cause like, I mean, and we got all fresh food, right? You just go down to the butcher, you go down to the baker, you go down to the vegetable guy, like you get, yep. Okay. So we were making eggs. Oh my God, I remember it. I can't. You guys know what I'm talking about. I don't need to go any further, right? Do I? Like, we're all grossed out. Like, do I need to go into any more detail? Like, blood eggs. But it was like more blood. There was like a creature, like not a full creature, but like clearly a creature had started to like form. She's looking at my face trying to figure out like I'm still talking. Yeah, so like she doesn't remember it. And it's good that she doesn't remember this, but I was there and I was 3 years older than her, so I actually remember what it was, but she's like blocked it all out. Yeah, you get it. Okay, we're good. Saira, we're good. They don't need any more. Would she look up? Like, what the hell's wrong with her? Hello? She's...
I wasn't sure if the thumbs up or like you're telling part of the story, and then I was like,
no, I was like, it's thumbs up. Yeah, no, everybody said they didn't even want the whole story. They got halfway through and they're like, we don't need it anymore. We're good, thank you.
I'm like, I don't want to know it. There's like, I don't need to hear this is ruined eggs for everybody. No.
Paula says that's a delicacy in places. It is, and I bet you anything my husband would eat it. Oh my God, he'll eat anything. Give it to Mikey. He'll eat anything. So here's what we do for our dinners is we use HelloFresh. And by the way, if any...
Breakfast. We're still on breakfast.
Oh, wow. Okay, for breakfast. So so the way that I did my breakfast was I tried a whole bunch of different things. And then I saw a functional nutritionist about just everything. Because I had those in 2020, November 2020, I had all the IBS issues. And like everything was like really, really bad. So when we really started talking about my macros, like protein and carbohydrates and whatever. And so I constructed my breakfast, which is every day and has been for like a year, 3 slices of bacon, eggs, and then like a whole bunch of veggies in the eggs, and then these sesame almond crackers, because I don't have any gluten in the morning or anything like that, and then apple juice. So that's what I have for breakfast every morning, but I have it literally every single morning, right? So that I don't ever have, it's part of my routine and my ritual.
I don't know what it is with me and food. So if I eat something too much and then I taste it after a certain point, like if I've had it that I've passed that.
Oh yeah, there's a point. Yeah. I haven't reached that point yet, but I will. I haven't reached it. And when I do, I'm going to have to figure something else out. But like the other thing that I've been thinking a lot lately is that because I've started waking up at 5:30. Today I was up at 5. I mean, it was freezing. But well, I get so much done. Saira, like I feel so
When you wake up early, yeah.
by the time I do
10 times more productive, even if you wake up just 3 hours early.
Oh my God, I get 3 hours before I do intent in the morning, and now most of my to-do list for the day is actually done before intent. And that includes the time because I wake up at 5:30 and intent's at 10. That's 5 hours, right? So I get 2 hours to chill out, relax, and then 3 hours or 2.5 hours where I work. It's amazing. LaFern.
That's why super successful people are so successful because they wake up so early, and it's really because it's exponential the amount of work you can get done if you get up even just a few hours earlier. It's not like you get 2 hours worth of work done. It's like 10 hours.
Yeah, you're so much more. And LaFern is the one who actually. So LaFern, she does the Miracle Morning, and she talked about it a while back. And she started talking about it, and I was like, and I've been actually meaning to put it. Marge wakes up at 6 every day, 7 a.m. I start working. Yep, see, she loves it too. Marge, how do you feel waking up early in the morning? And did you ever wake up late? And like, how do you feel if you wake up late? I'm curious about that. What time do you wake up now, Sai? I mean, you just woke up.
No, I wake up at 6:30 every morning to get Butchie up for school.
Mm-hmm.
But then I kind of just lay around and do whatever and pass out with Avery until like 10.
But you also work. But here's the thing, and I'm curious about.
I work until 12.
Well, and I'm curious about that because, like, I used to be a night owl, right? And so for the longest time, I thought I was a night owl, and I would just do all night owl things. And then at some point, I realized, you know what? I prefer to wake up earlier in the morning. So because you construct your day differently, where your day goes later into the night, but you wake up later on in the morning, yeah?
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't love it because, I mean, ideally what I would love is to wake up before my family does so that I can get everything I need to get done early. And then come out, do the dress room stuff, do my pictures. Like, I would love to be done with my work day by like 2:30 or 3.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah, so that I can hang out with my kids and then we can do stuff together and then have a nice dinner, but actually just be done. You know what I mean? And I think and then go to bed by 10. So I feel like it's just a habit, not so much like preference. Because I mean, honestly, I only just started being able to wake up at 6:30. Like before, there's no way I could do it. So I think slowly it's getting better. Like when I was exercising twice a day, I was getting up every morning at 5:30. I go to my personal trainer. I would exercise from 6 a.m. to 6:30. I would come home. I'd have breakfast. I would work, do my thing. Then I would go for my second exercise at 10:30. I would do my hour walk. I would go do that. I would come home and I would have lunch. And then I would work. I would do a live and I was done for the day.
You know, I think what happens is like you constructed that habit really slowly. And I think the same thing is true for me in that like I'm able to get up earlier now because once we moved into the house, I was like, all right, I'm going to construct my perfect day. And what will that look like? Right. And so Marge, for example, said she can't sleep in anymore because she gets a caffeine headache and her dogs won't let her sleep past 6. So let's say Marge, for example, wanted to stay up to like...
Oh, my dogs are so lazy.
Oh my God. Well, so Kira wakes me up at 5. So she knows now 5:30 is first poop. And then 8:30 or 9:30, 10 is second poop. So like we've actually gotten them on a schedule now too, which is really great. So I think it happens slowly. I think one of the hard things for a lot of us is we're like, I'm going to revamp my schedule and I'm just going to get up at 5:30 and do this. And like your body's like, fuck you. We're not doing this at all.
I'm sorry. This is not happening.
So Cindy says, if I get early, I just piddle around and get nothing done. I'll be honest. That was the first month that I was waking up earlier. Like that was what I would just piddle around because for me, the goal was if I just get up, it's a win. Yeah.
Like step 1, just open your eyes and keep them open.
So Sai, can you eat when you first get up? Like when do you eat? When do you have your first meal?
Well, I intermittent fast, so I can't eat until, like I start fasting at 9 p.m. at night.
Yeah.
And then I don't eat until 11 the next day.
Got it. So I wake up in the morning and eat breakfast first thing.
Oh, but even when I wasn't intermittent fasting, I can't. Like, it's funny, Avery is exactly like me. So, like, when she wakes up, I'm like, do you want to eat? And she's like, Mom, I can't eat first thing in the morning. I need some time. So, I'm just like,
I remember you saying that to me.
Yeah, I'm like, I just can't eat.
Oh, my God. Oh, so Christy says, okay, so Dawn's husband, Bob, and I are on the same schedule, which is wicked cool. Little old man dog has to go out between 2 and 4 a.m. or we have, oh, yes. I had to set alarms. Well, I mean, when they're younger, you set alarms anyway also. Haley wakes up early for the kids, so she has to. She doesn't like to sleep too late because I feel like I wasted my day. That's a feeling like, what time for you when you wake up, do you feel like you wasted your day? Like, is there a time, noon? I feel like if I get up at 10, I'm like, man, I lost so much of my day.
Well, see, if I wake up at, let's say on a bad day, I roll out of bed at noon, which does not happen often, I'm still up till one workday. So for me, it's still a
It's
12
true.
hour day.
And also because you have your day set that way, like for me, because my day is set this way, like you and I have that.
If I
And
got up at noon and I was going to bed at 7 or 8, I'd be like, wow, what's the point of this day?
why am I even living?
Go back to bed, like stupid.
I may as well just sleep. Haley can't eat in the morning either, by the way. LaFern said 8, but I'm not sure why.
Sometimes she eats breakfast.
Could be, because I know she gets up at 5:30. So therefore. So
like,
breakfast. So what do you have for breakfast?
So I did have oatmeal for a little while, but then I just
Cat vomit.
It's like glue. I just can't eat it. So and I used to love oatmeal with walnuts in it, but the problem is I'm allergic to walnuts now. I suddenly developed an allergy to it, so that's fun. So now I can't even enjoy my. It's awful because I love banana nut bread. So anyway, Kodiak cakes are really good. But you probably can't eat those because they have gluten in them.
My gluten intolerance has actually like really become almost very less now. So I
was eating Honey Nut Cheerios with some milk, but I can't eat those anymore because I read the box and apparently they have GMOs in them, so that's done.
Oh, she was saying if she gets up at 8, she feels like her day is wasted. Thanks, LaFern. We asked so many questions, I realized I wasn't sure what question you were answering. Also, can you just drop the link for the Miracle Morning?
One of my favorite breakfasts was actually one that you told me about, and it was so good. It was those chickpea protein pancakes.
Yes, those are amazing. Oh my God, the chickpea they gave me heartburn after a while, but I freaking loved those things.
That's the problem, but they were delicious. And the thing is, I think I found like in the morning, it was just too time consuming to chop the vegetables and like, but Butch was like, Saira, just chop them and like put them in like Tupperware.
Yeah, that's what I did after a while.
So I think I'll do that again because those were delicious.
Those were delicious. And I'm glad you brought those up because I think that, and if anybody wants the recipe for the chickpea pancakes, I can send you the recipe.
They sound gross, but
they're so good. Well, what you get is like chickpea flour from a desi store, from an Indian store. I think you might be able to get them at the grocery store. I'm not sure. But you use chickpea flour and they're these savory pancakes and they're really, I mean, oh my God, they're so good. I freaking love those.
They were delicious.
They were delicious. And I think that'll be good when I get sick of eggs.
Yeah, that was my favorite breakfast item. When Butch makes me breakfast, he'll make me like on the griddle. He'll do like a fried egg all the way through because I don't do any like runny yolk shit. So he does a fried egg. He puts a slice of sharp cheddar cheese on it and like lets it melt till it gets like crusty on the edges.
Oh yeah.
And then he puts it on like either sourdough or a croissant, but he puts mayo instead of butter.
That is not unusual. Alex puts mayo on his steaks before he fries them. And we've got a chef here. Dawn, tell us why this is amazing because Dawn knows the answer as to why it's amazing because I know she's here. I want to know why is it better to use mayo? I know Saira's audio is really quiet. I'm trying to we're working on it. It's not you. It's not you, Saira. It's definitely me. It's definitely me and I have to stop dilly-dallying and really actually figure out how to fix this because if I want to use this fancy new software, I really need to make sure that it actually works. But right now I have the Yeah, I did.
Oh, I was like, you're like,
yeah, I did. I totally did.
now no one can hear shit. So
yeah, nobody can hear it. No, we're just. Oh, I see how that happened. Oh, I see. Okay, so here's my thing so Katie gets up at 6 to get time alone. She wants time alone before the kids get. I'm curious. Wait, is it back to muted now? Okay, I'm back. I'm curious, how many of you guys get up early to to have time away from everybody else like that? I'm curious about that too.
My house must be very different because I'm left alone all the time. Like maybe it's my kids' ages. I mean, Butchie's 15 almost, so he goes to school in the morning. He comes home and he's doing his own thing. Eliza and Avery are homeschooled, so we spend time together while we're homeschooling. But after that, they're like playing dolls or they're doing reading or puzzles or playing on their iPads, like. And Butch, like, I never see him.
Well, he has his own apartment, so it's like whatever.
Yeah, I'm alone quite a bit, actually. So whether it doesn't matter what time of day it is, I'm very much left to myself to do whatever I want. So, interesting.
Katie says it's not the kids, it's the husband and the dog.
Oh.
For me, that's absolutely true. It's like, if I want to be alone, I just go lock it myself in the studio, and then Alex takes care of the dogs and stuff. But yes, I can definitely see how the morning quiet time would be like peace. Okay, but now I need help with something else though, because like you've been talking all about breakfast, so I don't think we actually got a solution for your breakfast, but I want to throw out my second issue.
We do have a solution. The solution is Butch has to make it for me.
All right, guys, this is your solution for breakfast. We were going to talk about how you can have a solution for breakfast, so here's the solution. Call Butch, have him make breakfast for you.
Butch.
Done.
Yeah, Butch will make it.
But I have trouble with like I eat breakfast and I eat dinner, but everything in between I forget to eat. Like I totally will I get caught up in things, and then I'm like starving by 2. And I think that I'm not, and my problem is I don't like to make lunch. There's never any food for lunch. And I feel like this is the problem. Okay, so I am doing my Instacart order right now. So what I want to know is I've been thinking about just like having like maybe I'm thinking of switching from a breakfast, lunch, dinner thing to being breakfast, dinner, and then snacking during the day. But like, I don't know what I should be snacking on to make sure that I get like the right balance of, carbs and proteins and whatever. Mayo acts like butter. It's oil and fat. Cheese, crackers, grapes, apples, and yogurt. Dude, you're amazing. She was so ready. She's like sitting right there totally ready with that answer. You're amazing.
I'm very similar to you in this regard about forgetting to eat during the day. So actually what we do is I have a salad often. So I love Caesar salad. So I'll get a big box of like organic green mixes. And what I'll do is I'll have that with shaved Parmesan that you can just buy from the like.
Oh yeah, I have, we keep that here.
So I do shaved Parmesan, I do the salad, and then I have my favorite Caesar dressing and some garlic croutons, and I have literally my salad bowl is probably like this big. So I'm like a rabbit. So I'll eat like a huge bowl of salad. And then Butch will make once a week. He goes to, I don't know if you have a market basket where you are. You probably do.
We don't, really? Surprising. I know, weird, right? It's
so we get 2 rotisserie chickens from there because their rotisserie chickens are like to die for, and they're super cheap and they're not antibiotic and hormone free and all that stuff. And he makes homemade chicken salad. So that chicken salad has like parsley and celery and spring onions and spinach and mustard mayo, red onion. He chops everything up nice and even, and then we have that on like toast or whatever. And that is amazing because it's really filling. But it's got tons of vegetables in it, and it's got tons of protein. And so that, for me, is like, if he makes it, that's my lunch. Like, I'll have a chicken salad sandwich. And then that, honestly, I'll be full for like 6 hours because it's just, like, it's...
Alex gets a rotisserie chicken. He gets the chicken salad made by the rotisserie chicken from we have, like, a local boutique marketplace.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and so, he gets that, and he loves that. I've been getting tuna lately and making tuna melts, but, like, yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I can't, it's one of those things where sometimes I can eat it, and then other times it's like...
Like, once in a while, you're, like, craving that, and then you eat it, and then you're like, I really wasn't. Like, I was craving a memory of what it felt like to eat this when I liked
what
it.
I think that it would taste like. And Jennifer says she eats leftovers. Dude, here's my problem.
Like, make a beef stew.
I love leftovers, but the way that we eat dinners now, it doesn't make for leftovers, because the way we eat dinners is already, like, we have that system down perfect, but it doesn't give anything leftovers, because every dinner leftover is dinner for the next night.
I think you should pick a day once a week and you should make something. So, for example, I would do like on Sunday, if that's your cooking day, or Saturday, you make a homemade chicken pot pie, okay? And that's actually really, really easy to make, and it will last you for lunch for a week.
We have a company right down the street. So there's a woman, and I actually, speaking of people who don't know how to advertise, there is a store down the street that yesterday we went to get chicken. They have chicken pot pies, and we couldn't find the chicken pot pies. They're usually frozen. They have literally the best chicken pot pies we've ever had, pre-made foods.
I love chicken pot pie.
This is a place that basically home cooked meals. They freeze them, and they put them in a freezer, and then you come get them, right? And so we went, and they didn't have any chicken pot pies. So we were like, that's weird. And so we looked around a bit, and then the woman comes to us, she says, can I help you find something? We asked, she goes, oh, we have them fresh here. And we go, and she just finished making them. So they had they were brand, and I'm like, oh my God, it was like the best ever. I had no idea that this place also does ready-to-made dinners. So you can call in advance and say, listen, we haven't made dinner tonight. Can you make us a turkey dinner? Can you make us this? Can you make us... Yes! And they'll just make it for you, and then you come in. We've never done it before. I was like, we were just sitting there, and I'm like, this is a brilliant tool. This is like problem-solving 101. Everybody wants this, but I didn't know that they did that. And if I didn't know, and I've been going there for so long, a lot of other people don't know either. And I'm like, we have to pimp this place out.
But that's what I would do. So like I would make a beef stew, I would make a chili, I would make a chicken pot pie, because those are the chicken masala, keema, like those are things that you can have leftover for, like, and cook it once, right? So you cook it on your one day that you're like, this is the day I'm going to prepare my lunch meal for the rest of the week. And then you know that you're going to have lunch available. And then if you don't eat it that day, if you're like, oh, I'm not really hungry, and then you don't feel like cooking dinner, you guys can have for dinner.
For dinner.
So like, I think that, and I think because it's just the two of you, that's easy to do. Like for us, like if Butch makes something, like I made potato salad the other day, Vanessa. I made an entire 5-pound bag of potato salad, and it was gone by the end of the night.
That, you know what's great is I don't have children and our house is so small that I will actually have that food left over. So like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Like I made Parmesan fried chicken, potato salad. I'm like, this is going to be dope. It's going to last forever.
It's going to last forever.
Well, I have a teenage son who literally has a hollow leg. Like, I mean, now I finally understand what that means. I mean, and Avery is going through a growth spurt, so now she has a hollow leg. So the two of them are constantly eating. And I'm like, I'll never, ever have leftovers ever again. Ever. I'm like, I just give up.
We haven't had leftovers either. Forever. And like, and it's hard to get used to, because like for so many of us, our processes are based around having leftovers. Because like Jen, that's a brilliant thing to have, is leftovers for lunch. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I used to, when we worked in the hospitals, I would always bring leftover dinner for lunch the next day and microwave it.
I just want to pause really quick. Katie, the restaurant that I'm talking about is called Gerard's, and it is in Plymouth. I can send it to you, or I'll post it after this. It's great, fabulous. I'll post a link for you. And then there was another question that somebody asked. Oh, Sarah asked, how did you find the info to help with the IBS? Let me put you in touch with my functional nutritionist. The way that I found her was actually very convoluted. I met her at a networking event. She hired me to become her coach. I helped her with her business for a year. A year later, I had IBS, and I went back to her, hired her. She helped me with this amazing program. It changes your freaking life, Sarah. I literally, I'm going to give you guys TMI, but I had an anal fissure and I was in agony. Like I literally could not function. I was rolling off the bed because I was just like, if I had to get off the bed, I couldn't stand up because it was so freaking painful. And she managed to help me.
It feels like to have a baby.
Oh, it was the worst. Oh my God. And like, I was always in pain. Like it was just seriously, I was probably the worst 4 months that I can remember digestively in my whole life. Her name is Helena Jean-Louis, and I will post her information. Absolutely. Sorry.
So speaking of kitchen stuff, I'm very excited. Butch is leaving today at 11 to go. So we have a new dining set. I'm sure that many of you guys saw it when we were renovating our house. We got this beautiful harvest table. It's 8 feet long, handmade in Massachusetts, and it was like super cheap, which was like shocking. And because like when you go to furniture store to buy like a dining table, it's like $1,200, $1,500, $2,000. So this is a
They're
handmade,
expensive.
like gorgeous wood, and we paid $450 for it, and it's like incredibly beautiful. So anyway, so the thing is though, is that we have a big family and we love to entertain them and we love to eat together. So every Friday night is family dinner night. And so like this Friday we're doing Chinese food. I'm so excited. But when you have the food like all laid out on the table, like it's just difficult to navigate, right? So we were like, we think we want to do a buffet style where we have, so we were like, we have a buffet table. What are we going to do? Well, fortuitously, the guys who designed our table posted the other day that they had an extra buffet table and they were going to sell it. I was like, are you kidding me? So Butch is on his way to pick it up today, and I'm like so psyched because now our dining room is going to be like one step closer to being my dream dining room. So
That's amazing, dude. I love that.
I'm very excited.
I did not see a picture of it, so I'll have to look and see. I shouldn't have had that iced tea. Now suddenly I feel nauseous all of a sudden. Do you ever have that happen where you drink something and suddenly you just feel nauseous?
Yeah,
I've always been a nauseous person.
You have. I never throw up. It's just like, yeah. If I ever do, I know I'm really sick because like that. Like,
when was the last time you threw up? She told me this the other day. I almost like, it was like, how long ago was it? This was like 15?
Actually, no. The last time I threw up was when I had H. pylori, and that's when Michael died because I was put on a very strong.
Yeah. So how many years ago was that?
Mike died 8 years ago.
So 8 years.
Oh Jesus, no! Mike died 9 years ago. No, has it been that long? Because how old is Avery? Avery's 8.
It's been at least as long as Luna's been alive, so it's definitely more than 8.
Yeah, I think we might be year 10. I think this August will be 10.
So it's been 10 years since you threw up.
I think, yeah.
That's crazy. That is so crazy to me because I throw up so often. So Jen, for the purple chairs, I just want to warn you. So your chairs for your dining room, we had a bitch of a time getting those things set up by if we use the dowels, they don't actually align the chairs properly. So I want to give you guys a pro tip. Don't use the dowels.
Did you buy the exact same chairs?
I bought the exact same chair as you. I
didn't have any dowels for my chairs.
Maybe it's a new version of your chair. I don't know.
Ours were all bolts and screw.
They were all bolted. The dowel was just to hold it in alignment. That was it. They didn't, and I, it's possible that Butch didn't even use yours or whatever, but ours had dowels, and it was a freaking nightmare. But I got your chairs because I love them so much. They're gorgeous. Thank you so much, Christy. You're amazing. Look at Christy being amazing.
I want to see your dining room.
My dining room?
Don't move. You might strip your microphone.
No. It's not. We don't use it for our. Well, I mean, we don't have a dining room. We have. I'll send you pictures. We have. Freaking A. Well, actually, hold on. I didn't get the exact same chairs as you. I got the same company chairs as you.
Okay, well then they could be different.
Right, but that's what Jen's doing as well.
Yeah, we had our chairs. Honestly, I'm shocked at how awesome they were for the price.
They're beautiful. Oh my god! Now that they're put together, I freaking love them. They're amazing. These are really great chairs. Great price. Just stunned. Yeah. Words cannot begin to express how stunned I am. Oh, I know. You know, I seriously have the video tour. It's recorded. I just haven't uploaded it. I'm an asshole. I seriously, Saira, you have to make sure that I upload it. Like, or Paula, ping me and just be like, upload your fucking tour.
I'm like, because you listen to me so well, like, sure.
Yeah, I'm barely listening to you right now, and we're live. I'm sure you're saying words.
I'm like, I don't know what you're talking
Saira,
about.
Jennifer says, are you stunned?
Yeah. Are you trying to tell us that you are stunned?
Oh my god, I love that show.
So I think that's not for you. I think so. Accountability, right? I want us both to do this because I think that this is something I have. My diet has not been so great. I've been meaning to make a beef stew because the kids have been asking. I have an Instapot. I'm like, I don't know what's holding me back. We should make something this weekend so that we have a healthy lunch option for the rest of the week.
Okay, you know what, I have a really great chili recipe for me. I'm not going to make the beef stew, but I have a couple. I'll look for some, it doesn't matter whether we...
Send me the chili
well, we can both, I mean, it doesn't be the same thing. I don't, like, because you and...
I'm just saying, I would like
Oh, my chili is really good. Oh my god, it's a pressure cooker chili, but I use it in a slow cooker, and I love it. But I think your Instapot's more like a pressure cooker, so it'll work great. But I'll find a recipe... Oh, is really? That's all it is?
An Instapot is a pressure cooker.
Then why don't they just call it a pressure cooker? Or is Instapot the company that makes it?
Instapot is the company that makes it.
Oh, I always thought an Instapot was like its own thing, like a whole, you know.
But it's a very fancy pressure cooker because you got to remember, like, pressure cookers back in the day were like dangerous. You know.
Well,
like,
yeah.
You would never know if you were gonna walk away in one piece when you were making something in a pressure cooker.
Yeah.
But these are like totally safe and super easy. So even I can use them, and I'm not very good at kitchen utensil stuff. So yeah, really really good.
I barely go into the kitchen. Well, I mean, my whole house is the kitchen now. I mean, it's like. It's weird when you live in a house that's basically an apartment. It's like very interesting and new. It's a multi-cooker. It can melt. Dawn says it can slow cook as well.
There is a setting on it. Yeah, you can do like a bunch of different things. I love the pressure cooker because like you can like literally put like I would make this buffalo chicken. You can put 3 chicken breasts in there with like a bottle of Frank sauce, some ranch dressing. Throw it in there for 30 minutes, and when you pull it out, the chicken literally like just disintegrates. So it really makes tender, very flavorful food, and then I put that in like a wrap with cheese or whatever, and it's like 3 ingredients.
That's the smart thing. I really think that you've hit the nail on the head. I think I need to think about like moving in the direction of Instapot, where like I think I like this because I like hot stuff for lunch, and I think I really don't like cold lunches. I just feel better. I really, really like that. LaFern says, I think of the Instapot as a glorified crock pot. I despise it. But I also want to scroll up. Hold on. Before you say that, I have to scroll up to something that Sarah said that, like, I just can't, I have to go back to. She said that when she was growing up, her mom had a pink Formica table with purple chair cushions. I just had to, because in my mind, can you guys see that? You can see that dining table, the 1980s pink Formica. It's like, ah.
Like a card table, posing as a dining table.
I think my grandma had it was like this puke yellow color. Like it was so, God, I don't even know if they make that yellow anymore.
Actually, I don't know if it was actually yellow or if it was stained with tobacco, like from smoking, because they both smoked
and they smoked in the house right at the table watching their shows. Yeah,
yes.
Totally.
And just about this, Grandpa used to have this super tiny little TV that he'd watch football on all the time.
And he had his piles, like, I didn't understand. It's so funny as kids, you really just don't understand. So Saira and I were really little, and right next to his TV, there would be a tower of 24-pack beer can, like just a tower. And all he would do all day long was just sit at the dining table, drink the beer, and watch that's like literally, and smoke all day.
all day. That's
Oh my
all
God,
we did.
all day, it's all, and I was just, and I never understood what and it was funny when Mom told us that he had liver cancer and was an alcoholic. I was like, Grandpa's an alcoholic?
He had stomach cancer. But yeah, no, that was good. But I do have the fondest memories of 3 things from Grandma's house, which was, and it's all food related.
Well, that's very specific. All right, 3 things.
One was the blue cardboard box of vanilla ice cream that she would get for us, and we would have it with chocolate syrup.
From the commissary.
Then it was strawberries and Cool Whip.
That was never my thing. I hate strawberries.
Oh, oh my God. It was like one of my favorite things to eat. It was so delicious.
I need to actually develop a taste for strawberries because I really need to develop a taste for more fruits. Okay, what's your third one?
The third one was cinnamon rolls.
Huh. I don't have, none of those memories are my favorites.
Oh, those were so good. Oh my God, the flavor. I can still taste that vanilla ice cream, even though I'm sure it's like Jacona's pizza, where in my memory it tastes amazing. But in real life, it probably tastes like absolute ass.
My favorite memories of that house are one, and by the way, this house is now a crack den.
Food memory. I have many other happy memories, but those are just my food.
Mine is the basement. I loved the basement because I thought basements were like ridiculously cool. Hi, Vicky. Basements are so cool. We didn't have them in Pakistan, so the fact that like she had a basement and basements have that the smell. Oh my God, I love the smell of a basement.
Laundry.
Oh my God, when I go into the basement here, I'm like, it's like I have a really weird love affair with basements and how they smell. It's fucking weird. That is one of my big memories. And then the first time I ever saw snow, and she had a hill outside her house, so we got on like a trash canlet or something and like sledded down. That was super funny. And then
I thought that hill was like so extreme, and when we went back there, it was like the most pathetic, tiny little.
Well, I mean, we're older now. The smell. Okay, so for Jennifer, it's the smell of her grandparents' entryway. It's the smells, right? It's totally the smells. Vicky says, good morning, ladies. Oh, she's checking on the replay. Substitute teaching in the first grade today. Dude, have fun on first grade.
Oh, fun.
I gotta say, I have to say, I woke up really angry today, and I'm still feeling really, and the whole thing that you feel when you've got PMDD, just everything's terrible, and the world hates me, and everything I've said is wrong and stupid. But I gotta tell you, just hanging out for this time has made me feel like just forget for a little bit or just ignore it for a little bit. So
this is good. Vanessa, one of the things that Vanessa and I were talking about why we do this, right, is because we tend to like default to like work conversation all the time because we love what we do and we're passionate about it, and because Vanessa and I have so much overlap in the things we do, it's easy for us to default to that because it's like common ground. But you need a break, like you really do. Your mind, like we tell people this all the time, right? You need downtime so that your brain has a chance to like wander. And I was watching The Mentalist, and he talked. They were like, "Why do you need a couch?" And he said, "Because you need time to just not be working and let your mind just travel." And he said, "Because that's when your epiphanies come. That's when your creativity is sparked. When you just stop in the world and absorb nothingness. That's when stuff happens." And Vanessa and I were talking, we're like, we really need to do this more. Like, we need to, like, make sure that we hold each other accountable, that when we have these calls, we don't talk about work.
Yeah.
That we really try to talk about things that are life-related, not work-life related.
Or, like, work in fact, like, oh, it's impacting me in this way because work is part of our life, but not like, let's talk about work. Like, earlier on today, I was talking about how I was feeling, work, blah, 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 but I didn't really talk about work. But yeah, absolutely. And we need you to hold us accountable because we tend to wander and, like, when we were
if there's things you want to hear about, tell us. Like, if there's things you want to, like, dive into, talk about, like, we'd love to know. Because I think the food thing for us is a big struggle. But I think we solved that today. I think we came up with some really
I feel like we have some good solutions that we're going to test out. I think if any of you guys, so we didn't get to dinner, and we're wrapping up now. So, because I'm thinking we should keep this about 45 minutes, and I can then sort of, like, start to wrap up there. If any of you want HelloFresh codes, I think I have some, so just send me. Yeah, okay, well, we can just wrap up now then. Okay, toss. Saira's leaving. Okay, now watch this, guys. Watch what's about to happen when she leaves. Go ahead, leave. Now I'm like halfway. Hi. And then hi. Here. This is like really fun for me. This is really fun. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. So here I am, my face cut in half. Hey. Okay, I'm going to go now. I'm going to eat something because I'm really hungry all of a sudden. I need to use the bathroom, and I'm feeling, I want to meditate a little bit so I can bring myself back to, like, center, and then I'm going to go hang out with Christy for a little bit. Guys, this was so much fun hanging out with you. We will see you next Thursday at 10 a.m. for another episode of the S&M Show. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, and if you have come up with any ideas for what to make for food, dude, share it here, and then I will come back and post the Gerard